Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So I'm actually back with a different kind of video. I've never did this kind of thing on my channel before, but y'all know I'm trying to do new things here and there. So this is going to be a plus size hygiene routine video, and I also threw in some of my tips and tricks when I am getting my body ready for bed. I was about to say ready for something else. This is not that kind of video, but when I'm getting ready for bed or when I'm getting ready for the day. So I also want this video to be helpful to young women or young girls that may not have a mother figure or a mother in their life to teach them some of these things. And also, even if you're just looking for some suggestions on some products that you may want to try if you want to switch up things in your routine. So I feel like this video could be helpful to anybody, young girls all the way up to older women that may be looking into some new products. Maybe you're looking to change up some of your old ways. Either way, I'm hoping that it will be helpful to somebody. I've always said if I can touch one person in my video, then my job here on YouTube is done. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into some of these tips and tricks and these products that I use in the shower. So the routine that I'm sharing with you now is like my extended hygiene routine. These are things that I do every single night. I don't exfoliate every night, maybe every other night, but for the most part, I do these things every night. In the morning when I get up, I do take a lighter shower, because if I took a 20 and 30 minute shower every morning, I would probably be late for work because I do not get up on time most of the time. I know a lot of y'all can feel where I'm coming from, but these are things that I do at nighttime, and in the morning time, I kind of keep it light. So the first thing I do when I walk into the bathroom, I go ahead and brush my teeth. So the toothpaste that I use is the Colgate Optic White Stain Fighter. This one is in the fresh mint gel. Sometimes I don't pay attention to this part of the toothpaste. I usually like to just have white toothpaste, to be honest, but obviously this one is like a blue gel, but it still works just as fine. I think that it keeps my teeth pretty white and clean. I also go in and I use a mouthwash. So right now I've been loving, and I mean loving, the Listerine Naturals mouthwash, and I love it because it's clear. Doesn't have any dye in it, so that works really great for me. Y'all have heard me raving about this in one of my empties videos, but I absolutely love this mouthwash. And they also have a Listerine alcohol-free mouthwash as well, and it's also clear. So when I get in the shower nowadays, I am mindful of what temperature I have the water on. I used to be one of those people that would have the water literally turned on hell. I mean hot, but I can't do that anymore. I started noticing the effects that it had on my skin, and then also I was very mindful of the type of water that we have in this home. We rent this home, and the water is very harsh. So harsh water combined with high temperatures, it really wasn't mixing with my skin. So I started washing with not really lukewarm, but kind of warm. Y'all know what I'm saying? Kind of, probably not really, but it's not hot like hell anymore. Then if I want to remove any hair from my body, then I'll go ahead and focus on that at that point. In the shower, I do use razors for certain parts of my body. Some people, they choose to remove the hair, they choose to keep the hair. Each their own. You choose whether or not you want to keep the hair, remove it, wax it, shave it, do whatever. Right now in this stage of my life, I am shaving. I'm scared to get waxed, y'all. I'm really scared. I just don't know about the waxing. I am terrified. And now they're saying that waxing is not good for your skin either. So what can we do? I guess we're not supposed to be doing anything. That's the point, right? Either way, I am shaving, and I use the Chic, is that how you say it? Chic Quattro U, and I'll show you all what it looks like. And it has 4 blades on it. And usually I try to stick to 3 or 4 blades. I don't go any higher than that, and I can't do 2 at all because it just doesn't work with my skin. But this is what this looks like. And I make sure in the shower, after I'm done using this, I clean it off really good. And I even squirt a couple drops of alcohol on it, and then I put some hot water on it again, and I make sure I store it in a dry place just so there's not any bacteria built up on it, so I can get a couple uses out of it and then toss it after that. Before and after I shave, it's very crucial for me to exfoliate my skin. Y'all know I love exfoliating type of things. They are just my jam. I love picking them out and the different scents and the different textures, all that kinds of stuff. So like I said, I do exfoliate before and after I shave. And I have to tell y'all one thing. I know a lot of y'all have been on game with this for a long time, but I just started doing this a couple months ago. Actual hair conditioner as something that I shave with versus shaving cream. I didn't know people were doing that. I'm like very late. I'm late on everything. Y'all could tell. I don't know what's trending or what's trendy in clothes or anything. My whole life I've been late to everything. But I was really late on the conditioning thing to shave. I had no idea people were doing it. I had some leftover hair conditioner and I decided to use some of that, and it was amazing. I feel like it changed my life and I'm never going back. I don't care what anybody says. I feel like that works way better than shaving cream. So try that out if you haven't. Use some hair conditioner a little bit and make sure it doesn't go too far beyond the lips of your genitals, because you don't want to, mess up some things down there. But just, place it on the top if you're shaving, the top of your pubic region. And y'all, it works like a charm. It leaves your skin so smooth. I have heard, though, that it dulls out the blades of your razor faster. I don't know. That hasn't really been the case for me. I feel like it's just doing the same thing that shaving cream would do. But, I mean, y'all let me know in the comments down below. Do you think that your blades are getting dull quicker? So, the exfoliators that I use. I have been loving the tea tree. Is it tea tree? No, Tree Hut. I'm thinking of tea tree oil. The Tree Hut brand. Now, I've been using this brand for years. They have different scents and all that kind of stuff. And I love their body cream. What is it? That almond body cream? No, body butter. They have an almond body butter that I used to use years ago, and I love it. But this is their Bohemian Escape Shea Sugar Scrub with turmeric. This stuff is amazing, y'all. And it smells so good. So I'm sure to exfoliate with this. And I exfoliate under my arms. I do my elbows as well to make sure, I'm keeping up with the darkening of my elbows. You get that when you put your elbow down, like you're leaning on it too much. That's why they tell you not to put your elbows on the tables when you eat at dinner. I exfoliate my elbows underneath my arms since I do shave, and around my pubic area. I make sure to also exfoliate the creases. Look, I'm doing props now. And when I say the creases, say this is your genital region up here. Those areas right here. Lord, I'm going to get demonetized. Those areas right here, the creases, us as bigger women, we have meat and we have creases. Make sure you're exfoliating in those creases as well, so you don't have that hyperpigmentation down there. You still may have it either way because of the friction, but exfoliating does help that, so keep that in mind. Another exfoliator that I love is the Dove Exfoliating Body Polish. This stuff is really good. I have it in the pomegranate seeds and shea butter. Y'all, it's amazing. What I love about it is it comes with this cap at the top, and you have to take that cap part off. It's kind of difficult to do with nails. It smells so good. I only got a little bit left in that as well, so I'm scraping both of them trying to get my money's worth. Moving on with actually washing my body. Now we're finally there after all of this. So I like to wash my body off with the Pure Castile soap. I have tried it in the almond and the lavender, and right now I'm using the Unscented baby soap. I love this one the most because, again, it's unscented. If your skin is sensitive to any perfume type of scents and things like that, this is really the best bet. It still gets you just as clean as those scented ones do, and you get so much in here, y'all. How many ounces is this? 32 fluid ounces. You can make this last a lot. It only takes a little bit. I'm using this soap. I like to put it on one of those loofah type sponge things. Get it really wet and put a little bit on there. Because of the material, that little bit of soap, it really does set up for you. And I like to wash my body off with that first. When using that sponge thing, I really like to pay attention to my neck, especially being as though I am larger and I do have friction in my neck. If I'm sitting down, there's friction, and I also have hyperpigmentation and my neck gets sweaty, all that stuff that comes with being a larger person. I like to pay attention to my neck when using that scrubber. So I'll go over my body first using that scrubber and this soap. Start at my neck region, work my way down, being sure to pay attention to my arms, the creases of my arms, my elbows, getting under those armpits really good, making sure to lift up under my breasts. And if you have large breasts as well, you have to be sure that you are picking up your breasts and actually scrubbing underneath of each one of them, scrubbing down the middle in between your breasts is very important. Once you get down to your stomach, depending on the type of stomach that you have, some of us don't necessarily have rolls. We may just have one roll. Our stomach may hang over a little bit, or we may have multiple rolls. Whatever the case is, you have to lift up that part of your stomach and make sure you're getting between those folds. If you have back fat, stand to the side and make sure you're scrubbing in between those back folds, you know, accordingly on each side. And then at the bottom of your stomach, right before you get to your lower pelvic region, you need to make sure that you're lifting up your stomach with one arm and that you're getting under there and scrubbing really good. You don't want to scrub your skin too hard in any of this. I have to be sure that I say that, but you need to make sure that area is clean in particular, because we do sweat underneath our stomach, no matter what kind of powder or deodorant. I know people put deodorant under their rolls and stuff. I wouldn't personally do that, but you need to make sure that you are scrubbing up underneath that stomach and getting those areas. So when I'm using that sponge at first, I am going down and washing my legs in between the crevices of my legs, behind my knees, and then I get all the way down to my ankles with just that scrubber. I don't wash my genitals or my feet with the scrubber, the little sponge thing. When it comes to my back, I get one of the long stick sponge items. I'll put a picture up so y'all can see what I'm talking about. And I'll put a little bit of that Castile soap on there. And then I'll make sure to really get my back. And another trick you can do is take a washcloth. If it is a long washcloth, you can drape it around the back and reach your arm back there and scrub like that. Just like do it like this if it's a long washcloth. And if you have long arms. If you don't, some of us may be shorter. I'm a little bit on the taller side. I'm about 5'8". That's not extremely tall, but my arms are long enough for me to take a long washcloth and kind of just do like this on my back and do like this as well. Y'all love my descriptions. So after that first round of washing with the Castile soap, I then go in with my white bath cloth and I use a bar of soap. At least that's what I'm doing right now. I go off and on between using like a shower gel for the Dove or actually using the bar. Right now I'm using the Dove white bar. I also like using the Dove sensitive skin. That's always been one of my favorites. But with me already using the Castile soap, it can tend to dry your skin out, the Castile soap. So I want to put the moisture back in as much as I can before putting on lotion. So that's why I'm using this beauty bar instead of the sensitive skin. So I go in with a white washcloth in this, and then I follow that same route. I start from my neck, I work down my chest, get my arms, get under my breasts, my underarms, my belly. I'm making sure to get inside of my belly button, because if we are larger, 9 times out of 10, we're not going to have an outie belly button. We're going to have an innie. So you need to make sure you can get in there as much as possible without hurting yourself and cleaning out the inside of your belly. I work my way down to below my stomach. Again, I'm not quite washing off my genitals with this just yet. Or my actual buttocks. I'm not washing my genitals or buttocks with that washcloth just yet. I'm working my way down to my legs, and again, I'm stopping at my ankles. This is very important, and I'll tell you why later. After I've taken that route with the Dove bar for a second time, I then go in and I wash my genitals. Now, this part is very important because you hear a mixture of things on the internet, and again, to each their own, whatever you feel like doing for your body or whatever suits your body. But it's very important to know one thing, and that is you need to know your anatomy. And the vagina itself, the actual canal, is self-cleaning. That's very important to know. A lot of people will say, no, you need to put soap in there and da-da-da-da. No, the canal where the actual baby may come out of, or where a penis or other devices may go in and out of, it's very important that you know the actual canal is self-cleaning itself. So never put any soap inside of there. However, your actual genitals around that area does need to be cleaned with water. Now, very important to know that as larger women period, even if you're not as quite as large as me, we still have crevices. The crevices in between those thighs and that area around it needs to be cleaned properly. We have to make sure that we are on top of those kinds of things. So right now, what I have been loving is the Honey Pot Sensitive Skin Wash. It is a foaming wash. It's plant-based feminine care, 100% natural. Another thing that I've loved using down there as well is the Summer's Eve fragrance free. It's very important that you get the fragrance free. Don't get the pink one or purple one. I've used the pink one in the past. It's not horrible for you, but I would suggest finding something like this. You can get this at Target, at Walmart. It is kind of pricey. I believe you can also go onto their website and order it if I'm not mistaken. I'll check back on that and put any information down below in my description box. But I love this stuff right here. At first, I wasn't a big fan because it is a foaming wash. But y'all, this stuff works amazing. So on those days where you may have your cycle or you feel like you need some extra cleansing, you don't want to just use water, go in with this. This is suggested for daily use. And honestly, I just use a little bit every day. A little bit goes a long way with majority of things when it's concerning your vaginal care. So I just use a little bit every day and it works out just fine for me. So after I wash my genitals off with this and some water, I also squirt out some more of this and I make sure to wash out my buttocks, making sure I get my entire butt cheeks, and I'm making sure that I get in between my butt cheeks as well, making sure you get your anus area. If you need to put your leg up on the side of the tub, with us being larger, maybe your this is very graphic, but maybe your butt cheeks are a little bit more compressed together. People are shaped all different kinds of ways, y'all. So, we can't be, bashful or shameful about any parts of our body. But if you are shaped like that, you may need to put your leg up on the side of the tub and take one of your hands and spread your buttocks apart. And you really need to get in there and clean. People really need to make sure they are cleaning their buttocks, women and men. I wish men did hygiene videos on YouTube because these men out here, they need these hygiene videos just as much as us, if not more than we do, for real. So after my genitals and my buttocks is clean, then I go in and I clean my feet. But I go back with this. Why? Because this stuff is good, y'all. It's really good. I feel like it really gets you clean for real. And if y'all have used this before, y'all know what I'm talking about. It gets you clean. So I go back in with my white washcloth again. After I've used the washcloth to cleanse my my vaginal area first and then my buttocks, I wring it out really good. And then I go in and my feet are my very last thing that I clean. As a bigger person, when you're in the shower, I know it can be difficult to get your legs and your feet. This is very important. If you're having trouble getting your legs, maybe you're like midsection heavy, like you have a very large stomach, you need to get that back scrubber thing again with the extended handle, and you need to really get down there and scrub them legs for real if you can't reach down there. And you can also use that thing to scrub your feet if you need to. The main thing is you got to make sure your body is clean. With us being larger, some of us may be very, very large. We may be like super morbidly obese. You never know. It's all different kinds of people, y'all, out there in the world. And we need to make sure we're clean and hygienic so we can stay healthy as well. I get that washcloth. I put a little bit of Castile soap on there and I run it under the shower head. And then I have to demonstrate. I'll lean on the shower. How can I show y'all this? I'll lean on the shower. This is me leaning. And I'll reach down and I'll lift one foot up and I'll prop it up against the other leg, like kind of leaning. And then I'll go in and then I'll wash my foot off really good around my ankle, the bottom of my foot, in between my toes, all of that. I'll switch sides. And I'll do the same thing on the other side, leaning against the shower and having that other leg propped up against my other leg. If you find that that's too difficult, then you may need to sit on the edge of your tub if you have a shower with the tub, and then lift your leg up if you can on the side, kind of, and really wash your feet off. Now, another important tool as a larger person, I really suggest this for anybody, to be honest with you, is to have a removable shower head that will save your life. It makes cleaning yourself so much easier, especially us as women. When we're cleaning our vaginal area and around our backside, it's very important that we have a removable shower head so we can thoroughly rinse off any product that we may have down there. You don't don't want to leave anything down there because you run the risk of throwing off your pH balance. So after I get out of the shower, I make sure that I have a clean towel and I make sure that I pat dry my body. Also want to make sure that you dry off your genitals and your backside as quickly as possible, because the longer those areas stay damp, the more susceptible you are to bacteria forming and things like that. So you want to dry yourself off down there. I understand some people may leave their skin a little wet to put on those lotions, those after the shower type of lotions. I don't use those in particular, so I'll go ahead and make sure I dry off my entire body thoroughly. So while I'm drying off my body, after I've dried off all of my main parts, I do want to go back and focus on my belly button, making sure that the inside of my belly button is thoroughly dry, because again, if you don't dry it out, it can start smelling all kinds of crazy and you don't want that. So to make sure it's thoroughly dry, you can do one of two things. You can stand in front of a fan. We have a fan in our bedroom. Most people have fans in their rooms because they like to hear the sound, but we have a fan in front of our bedroom. I may stand in front of it, you know, kind of having my belly face it to make sure I'm getting some air inside of there. Or you can take a Q-tip and kind of stick it inside of your belly button and work it around, making sure that the inside is dry. Something else you can do is use some powder and sprinkle just a little bit inside of your belly button. What I like to do is lay on my bed and kind of, I'm able to, when I lay on my bed, look down and see my actual belly button. So I'm able to just kind of hold it open and sprinkle a little bit of that powder in there. Make sure you are using talc-free powder. This is the after the shower powder that I got from the Dollar Tree of all places. But this stuff works really good. So this is what I like to use afterwards in my belly button. My favorite plus size hygiene hack is this item right here. This Mainstays Complete Care Chafing Relief Powder Gel. This right here is amazing, y'all. Just put it between your thighs, just, you know, so your thighs don't chafe and rub together. This helps them, especially, you know, as far as hyperpigmentation between your thighs is concerned. Put some of this down there and this will help out for sure. You may still have some hyperpigmentation because if our thighs are rubbing together, that is bound to happen. But this will help you from getting what they call chub rub. So definitely try this out. It's not anything to treat any kind of infection. So if you have one of those, you need to go to the doctor, clinic, minute clinic, something. But this right here will help with chafing only. As far as the actual lotion that I use on my skin, right now I've been loving the Dr. Teal's body lotion. This is in coconut oil. It says Nourishing coconut oil and essential oils with cocoa butter, shea butter, and vitamin E. I love this stuff. So I'll go in with this all over my body. I'll even use a little bit on my neck. Sometimes I like to use my actual facial moisturizer on my neck, but other times I go in with this all over my body. I also like to use raw shea butter. I have it in a tub. It's kind of a thick texture, so you'll have to rub it in a little bit. Sometimes people put it in the microwave. Sometimes you don't feel like doing that, so I'll work it into my legs and areas like that. But this right here has been on the money, y'all. I love this lotion so much. I feel like it really works for my skin. It's not too greasy. It rubs in great and it leaves me moisturized the whole day. Something else that I use as far as moisturizing my skin after the shower is some of this Dove Beauty Cream. I got this from the Dollar Tree. It comes in like this pink container. Also this blue. This is the Intensive Cream. And then I like using that Dr. Teal's as well. So these are just backups for when I run out of the Dr. Teal's. So the deodorant that I'm using right now is the Dove 0% aluminum. It's in the scent cucumber and green tea, and it has 0% alcohol. I've kind of been into finding different natural deodorants to see which one would work for me. I've tried a few and they've left under my arms irritated. So be mindful of that. This one is the only one that actually works for me all day like it says it should. I've really been loving that. So that's the Dove 0%. I've honestly only seen this at Dollar General, which is kind of scary. I went into Walmart a few times and I was like, where is it at? I've never seen it in Walmart, but I saw it at Dollar General. So y'all comment down below. Let me know what kind of deodorant you use, if you use any natural deodorant, or if you use this and if they have it at another store. Next, I go in and put some kind of cream on my feet. Now, you don't have to put this specific cream, obviously. You can use one of those like Bath and Body Works body type of creams. It's kind of thick to really moisturize your feet. I picked this up from the Dollar Tree and I've really been loving it. It's the Cutex Care Heel Softening Cream. And it says that it is salon-inspired heel exfoliation. This is the bomb, y'all. It's in the cucumber fragrance. Obviously, I've been loving it. I need to try and find some more of these, but these have been working really great. I love drying off my feet and putting this on before bed. The fragrance that I put on after the shower. I have been honestly trying to use down my Bath and Body Works products, because I'm just kind of over them, to be honest. I don't know what I was thinking when I picked up these 2 scents, but I really just don't like them anymore, so I've been trying to use those down. I have this that I got from one of those types of outlet stores, like Burke's Outlet or TJ Maxx, something like that, and I really don't like it anymore. And then my perfume of choice is Clinique Happy. So another thing to keep in mind, I mentioned hyperpigmentation. I'm somebody that does have hyperpigmentation. For some of us, it's not necessarily a hygiene thing. It may be a health related thing. It may be because we have insulin resistance or things of that nature. For me personally, unfortunately, I'm like 1 point away from being pre-diabetic. So I have all kinds of things going on with my body because of being a larger person, which I'm working on. But hyperpigmentation is one of those things. This is something that I've noticed has gotten gradually worse as I've gotten larger. I haven't always had a darker neck. It's just gotten worse as I've gotten bigger. So I am very mindful to still take care of it, even though, you know, it's nothing dealing with my hygiene. You still need to make sure that you are scrubbing your neck. And also I use exfoliator on my neck as well. I try not to do it too often because you don't want to irritate your skin, but I think it is important to really get the creases of your neck, especially in the back of your neck, especially if you're someone that you use a lot of hair product. When you're washing your hair, all types of things may build up on your neck. You never know. You just have to be very mindful of every area of your body. Don't be scared to touch yourself and make sure you're getting those areas clean properly is the main thing. It's nothing to be ashamed of. We all have bodies. We also all have bodies that we need to make sure we keep clean. So that is the gist of my hygiene routine. I thank you all so much for watching. Comment down below any different things that you may do. Please keep in mind not to bash each other in the comments. People do different things. As long as you know the basic thing, the #1 rule is your vaginal canal is self-cleaning. That's it. That's all. The rest of it you'll learn as you go. You'll learn as your body grows and all that good stuff. So I thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to you again in my next video. Bye.